Hi, I'm Claire Riffle, and I'm an actor. I am Claire Riffle. I'm from Houston, Texas, and I am an actor-comedian, I guess. Acting is storytelling. Oh, okay. This is where I'm going to talk. Improv is storytelling but making it up. So you're given a suggestion, and it's honestly just being a magician in my mind. It's sort of just creating, it depends if you're doing long form or short form, but it's just creating an imaginary world or situation and just making people laugh. That it's not a quick overnight success situation ever. And it takes years. You have to pay your dues in order to make it, I guess. I mean, I played a character in a sketch show, which I know sounds crazy that it's a comedic character, but it inspired me in that I didn't know I had it in myself to perform like that. So it sort of opened up all these new ideas that I could do. I think my 10-year-old self would be proud that I'm out here pursuing this. I think when I was 10, I thought that I was just going to be on a TV show in 2 years and was like ready to sign with Disney. That's not the case. But yeah, I think she'd be proud and excited for me and the hard work I'm doing. I would say it's so cliche, but I really do think when I was little, just making a bunch of home movies and always doing weird voices and characters with my family. But I would say probably when I got into musical theater in like middle school was really when I was like, oh, this could be a career if I maybe. Rational would be losing someone that I love. I'm horrified of that. Irrational would be whales. Whales scare the hell out of me because they're huge and they're in the ocean, which is another fear of mine. Yeah, so as far as, I guess for me personally, a lot of times people look at me and the roles that I would go out for are typically a lot younger than I am. And they sort of just assume that I'm going to come in with this. They kind of have these preconceived ideas of how I'm going to be, and then I start talking, and they're like, "Oh, she's 97 on the inside." But I think just people thinking that I'm going to come in and be some teeny bopper, and I'm like, no, no. And then as far as, and also with family and stuff, they think it's kind of easy. They think that you just audition with 3 other people in the world, and did you get it? I'm like, trust me, you will hear if I got it. And 2, it can be for so many different reasons, not just that, people think, oh, you're not a good actor, that's why you didn't get it. And it's like, no, it's not that case at all. Sure, for that part, you may have gone in and bombed. You may have done great, and you may have a completely different look than they are looking for. And then with improv, I feel like improv gets a bad rep because people think you're just making stuff up, when in reality, it takes years of training to sort of change the way that you think to make improvised scenes go somewhere. I would say to my 50-year-old self, all of the hard work was worth it, and you made it, and you're doing what you love, and you're getting paid to do that. Not that it's about the money, but you accomplished everything you manifested into the world to do. Make sure you're in it for the right reasons and not for fame or money, but that you're actually in it for the art of, like, would you do, what I ask myself is, would I do this if it didn't come with fame and money? And my answer is yes. So that. Honestly, I feel like it's one of the worst parts of having this job. I feel like if I was famous, it would be, I know for myself, I would constantly feel like I had to deliver to people and I owed them something all the time, even when I'm not working, to put on this persona all the time. I remember the first time I ever sang and acted in front of my family was when I was 12 years old, and I remember people came up to my parents afterwards, and my mom still tells me the story every day. Not every day. Tells me the story a lot. That people would ask her, like, well, how long has she been trained? Like, how did she know so young that she wanted to do this? My mom was like, I had no idea she wanted to do this. And so I think I just kind of, when I was younger, just knew from such a young age that this was what I wanted to do. And I've always fully put my energy into putting out the best art I can. It's a quote my dad always said about excuses, and it's excuses are the nails that build the house of failure. And it took me a while to understand that, and then I did, and that's helped me with my work ethic so much, that you just get it done, and there's no excuse, Yes, but I don't have there's no plan B, so I always come back in and I'm like, well, we're just gonna stick it out. We're not quitting, so. I don't, but when I try to, I think just surrounding myself with really good people who are doing the same thing I'm doing, and when I feel like I'm crazy or not doing enough, they sort of reassure me that I'm not the only one that feels that way, and that we're all kind of in the same boat. The fakeness. Yep. That's it. Truthfully, for a while I hated it. And there's still part of me that doesn't love it, because I see a lot of people who are getting the jobs that myself and so many other actors have taken years of classes and stuff to have that job. But there are people who are getting these jobs just based off a number of followers that they have for doing nothing. Not to say all people with a lot of followers do nothing, but there are those people. So. The best part is, in my opinion, is especially with like comedy specific. It's actually the best part about it is getting to distract someone. If you go see a movie and you're just kind of sad that day or whatever, for at least an hour and a half, your mind is somewhere else, and you get to tell stories too. And a lot of times I'm such a story person that I love hearing about people and just seeing different lifestyles that you are never, you're never around growing up. It's really interesting to see the different lives people live. The worst part would be the waiting and the not knowing, and just sort of, you can put so much work into something just to be told no. Comedy, I know I keep saying that, but that's really it. Like, just laughing. That's how I cope with everything. Lucille Ball, because she comes from a time that I love, but also she was one of the first women who really took comedy by storm and sort of said, hey, women actually can be really funny. And she was just a boss. I hate that word, but she was. Yes, when you book a job, there's nothing better in the whole world. And that's what you have to remind yourself of when you're struggling, or when you get a no. You just have to keep reminding yourself that it is going to be worth it. And when you get that part, it's the best. There's nothing better. Yes. Yeah. Discovering my group of people, because for so long I didn't have a group of friends out here because I didn't relate to anybody my age out here. And then I found like friends through my classes and stuff that really had the same goals as me, and that changed everything for me. Like nothing else matters in the whole world, and that it's the best feeling in the whole world when you can move an audience in any genre. You know that you've done something to capture their attention, and that they're fully invested in what you're doing, and they're believing what you're doing, and that's the best feeling in the world.